All right, welcome back to I guess it's third time I tried to stream this episode. So we've been playing around with a couple different kind of presentations of how we like to do different things. We want to try to get more engaged on some live streams and you know implementing that into kind of our normal broadcast. So we tried to do a couple live streams. They did not work out too well. So we'll still continue to tinker and see what we like best. So for this episode, week two, going into week two of the NFL, we'll be covering week one coverage, kind of what we thought of the games. Also, kind of go over playoff push, talk about the Phillies, Mets, some of the other teams in the playoff picture, and kind of how we stack up, and what the up to date standings and things like that are. And then we'll kind of get into our fantasy leagues. We kicked off our fantasy football league. We can cover some of the matchups that we had, as well as we just entered the playoffs in baseball. So, kind of cover who made it, who's against who. A couple teams have some buys. 6 teams made the playoffs. Yeah, and we'll get into that also. If anybody is able to join us live, feel free to hop on, give us some comments, questions, feedback. We'll try to answer it as best as we can. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So for this episode, I'm going to be enjoying a 30-minute IPA from Dogfish Head. Probably one of my favorites. I think I enjoy it more than the 60-minute. Keeps my girly figure.
Yeah, no, it's
intact.
Such a good beer.
What about you, Kim?
So I got the Finn City Brewing Company Real Haze New England IPA. Shout out Brandon and Courtney for providing that to me for my birthday.
Yeah, we went there for a couple weeks back. They had the Big Fish Classic, and we stopped in there on the way down to Ocean City. It's a cool little brewery, so they had some cool merch, and we basically sampled every beer that they had, just in those little flights. But yeah, good stuff. So shout out to Cam. It was his birthday over the weekend, so happy birthday, Cam.
Thank you.
Hopefully you enjoyed it.
22 now, guys.
22? Oh, you don't look a day older or day over 21.
Yeah.
So, Brock, and you're taking a night off.
Yeah, it's Mountain Dew.
So, nope, that's all good.
All jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Jacked up on Mountain Dew. So, we also are watching the Mets currently play the Phillies live while we're doing this broadcast. So, currently it's the top of the sixth. They're up 4-0, facing Mania, who always tends to give them troubles. So, we'll see if they can hang on to a W here. That would take the first two against the Mets, which is
huge.
A couple weeks back we were talking about bury them, and to be able to you face them at home. The frustrating thing is they can't do anything in Citi Field, but if they're able to take 3 or 4 or take 4 or 4 and just bury them a little bit more, hopefully even get them out of the playoffs altogether would be great. So taking the first two would definitely be key. I believe Suarez right now, he's at 91 pitches. Has he given up just one hit?
One hit, yeah.
One hit. So he's been pitching well.
When we first tried, I saw there was a big 0 there, and I was like, I'm definitely not going to say anything. But
yeah. And then and I guess before we get to last week's, kind of recap, Nola pitched well yesterday.
He did.
We'll kind of mention it,
the biggest game we needed from him in a while, and he did it.
Yeah, he's had some struggles, especially early in games. First inning and stuff, just letting runners get on and, not being able to put anybody away. I know the velocity's down. I don't think he's locating very well, but, it was a big moment yesterday. They won 1-0, so the offense didn't do much of anything.
They scored in the second inning.
And it was Nick Castellanos.
Yeah.
Came to the rescue.
Yeah.
But, big on Nola to show up in a time that you definitely need him to. So, yeah, like I said, let's jump back in time and go back to kind of where we left off. So at the time we were playing the Brewers, we had a weird kind of setup of a series where you had a day off in between a 3-game series, but that was due to Labor Day. And yeah, they won the first game. I think we said on our last broadcast it was probably one of the best games of the year.
Yeah,
just being able to bounce back against a quality playoff team and against a closer that's been pretty shut down for the Brewers. Tack on a couple runs and close it away. So.
I mean, they have the best record in baseball for a reason, right? Like
the Brewers,
they could clinch today if they win. They could clinch a postseason berth.
Nice.
They're the first team that could.
Wow.
I think the Phillies still have a couple different magic numbers that
I think it was
need to hit.
7 and 11 today.
Yeah.
7 to clinch a spot,
And then
11 to clinch the division.
I think I saw 15 to clinch a first round bye.
Yeah, we're currently 8 games up on the loser Mets.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully after the next 2 hours, this will be 9.
Yeah. So we kind of mentioned the good part of Nola, but the bad part of Nola was game 2 against the Brewers. He didn't have such a good outing. He gave up 5 runs in the first inning.
That was the game that they had to play in the outfield where Bader and Wilson ran into each other. Yeah. So granted, I mean, Weston Wilson, whatever. He is who he is.
Just
right?
glad he didn't hurt Bader. That's all.
But exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
He didn't hurt Bader. But again, he gave an effort out there, but he's just not very good. So.
Right. Yeah.
They're so infatuated with him for some reason. He's up there. And
yeah.
He plays when they have a left-handed pitcher, but it's like, come on, I don't know why they keep bringing him up, but we got injuries. So.
Yeah, he's always the number 1 call-up for the outfielders.
Yeah. Speaking about this Mets game in the Mets series, Ranger just got out of the 6th inning, recorded his 12th K of the game. So, you talk about big moments and, with your pitchers and being able to show up of okay, let's actually bury this team. And I mean, between him and Noel over the last 2 games, I'm pretty sure at 95 pitches, they're probably going to pull Ranger going into the 7th.
They have Robertson and Banks warming up just then.
Yeah. So, they did their job, Yeah. So it's good for them, get kind of in that playoff push. We talked about it last episode also of them going to that 6-man rotation. I think Walker Buehler is going to start on Friday. His Iron Pigs debut didn't go too well, but we'll see what he's able to do.
It could be Thursday though, because they have no one right now. They have no one listed
Thursday or Friday.
Thursday, yeah.
So it's either closing out the Mets on Friday or opening up against the Kansas City Royals. So, giving up 5 runs is going back to the Brewers game, the second game. Giving up 5 runs is kind of hard to come back from that. This team does have a lot of resiliency, but
they did the night before.
They did, yes.
Yeah.
And it just, you wonder how much of it's just just luck.
Yeah, no, exactly. You can't expect that every night, right? But
no, exactly.
Especially the first inning, you're just like, dude, come on, we haven't got really swinging.
So,
and then his last start before that was when he gave up 3 to the Braves in the first inning, and then the offense came back and jumped up 5, and then started producing
the onslaught.
Schwarber 4 home run game,
right?
6 total or 7 total home runs. I forgot how many it was, but
and it's like I said, you're going up against a quality baseball team too, so you're not expected to be able to answer back, and especially when you're in a 5-0 hole after the first inning. So they were able to on the road, exactly. So they were able to get a couple away, but they ended up losing the game 6-3. So Ranger pitches. We just mentioned him again. Ranger pitches the final game of the series. Pitched great. He went. They won 2-0, and basically rights the ship. So it's good to have that kind of I guess they used to call it a stopper.
Yeah.
You lose a couple games, you lose the game, you have a guy that just comes in and gets them right back on keeps the losing streaks from extending.
Yeah, it took 2 or 3 against the number 1 seed in baseball.
Yeah. So then going into the weekend series, they had the Marlins at home. No, it was away. I'm sorry.
No, yeah.
It was in Miami. So game 1, offense came alive in the middle innings. It was kind of, I think, 2-1 early on, but it kind of opened it up a little bit, scoring 7. Sanchez. I mean, he went 7 innings. He only gave up 1 earned. So,
and that's good to see him on the road pitch. Right. Granted, it's the Marlins. They're not doing the greatest right now, but again, for him to be able to lock in on the road.
I mean, they were the 3rd seed in the division for a while. I mean, it was fighting with the Braves for.
I think they still are.
Yeah, whichever 500 teams better. But with the Wheeler news of him going out, he's not going to be able to pitch the rest of this year. You need somebody to step up in the pitching staff. And Sanchez has certainly been that guy. So, he starts the series off with a W, which is always good to see. And then following up, game 2, Luzardo, another great outing by the pitching staff. So he goes 6 innings, gives up 2 runs, 8 Ks, and the bats came alive enough, I guess you would say. 4-2. So you take 3 games in a row, little winning streak. But going into the Sunday game, the series clincher. What it would be nice if or let's say series sweeper.
Yeah.
You know how this team
We're not
typically
good at it.
loves to drop that last game. Taiwan pitched similar to Nola, struggled early.
Yep.
Gave up 4 runs in the first. Again, it's kind of tough to answer back from that, but the offense did fight their way back as best as they could. We ended up losing 5-4. So 2 of 3 from the Marlins, 2 of 3 from the Brewers. They end up going, 4-2 over that span. So, or I'm sorry, not 4-2, 6-2. No, it was 4-2. My math's, yeah. Not too many 30 minutes. Yeah. So going into this series with the Mets, they went 3-3 over that span. So you gained a game up. Coming into, we were still 7 games up on the Mets going into last night's game where Nola pitched well. So up to 8, like Cameron mentioned earlier, with the Nola win. And hopefully it's 9 if they could hang on.
Did you see what Vic Fangio said this morning? During his press conference, he said, "Who would have thought Nola pitched that well last night?" That was like the first thing he said. I was like, I loved it. I was like, look at him all in tune with the city.
Well, he's a big Phillies fan.
No,
so.
but it was great how the first thing he said was like, "Man, Nola pitched good last night."
So I guess one of the the downsides of the Marlins series is Trey Turner goes out with a hamstring injury. So it's a hamstring strain. He's on the 10-day IL.
Grade 1.
And they
Apparently
did,
it's
grade
they
one,
did
yeah.
say
Better
the
than they
rest of the
thought.
season, though. Yeah.
So last year he did the same thing to his other leg. It was a little bit more severe. It was a grade 2. So he was out, I believe it was 6 weeks. So that would basically take him well into the playoffs, if not out of the playoffs.
They said that they basically said he's out for the rest of the regular season.
Yeah,
They
he might be
won't
able to
even
come
try
back maybe the week before,
yeah.
but which I would be okay with just to test it out. But that's another injury into the cog of this team. You lose Wheeler. I mean, honestly, Trey was on an MVP. Like he was on an MVP campaign.
He's leading hits too. He was gonna.
Yeah, he's batting like 3 of 5.
So he was batting 3 of 5. He was on pace for over 200 hits, over 100 runs, and over 40 stolen bases. So, puts a little wrinkle in that. I'm not sure how this, will play out with the MVP race and stuff. But
it was just
it's
Freddie Freeman that was close to him for the National League side.
The good thing
well,
is
Ohtani and Schwarber.
No, I
leading
mean
the
I meant for the hitting.
Oh yeah, the
That's
hitting
right.
title.
I meant
Yeah,
the
yeah,
hitting
yeah.
title. Yeah, my bad.
So, but this is certainly the guy that we went out and signed and we went out and paid for. This was the production that we were looking for. His defense has been a lot better this year. It's not the Gold Glove shortstop that we think we were getting, but it's certainly better than what we saw last year. So hopefully he can get back healthy because he's a key, piece in this offense, kind of setting the tone, especially early, getting on base, using his speed.
Leading off.
I'm hopeful that last year when he came back from his hamstring strain, it seemed like he was very timid. Like
I was going to say that. Even if he's healthy, he's still going to be like, I don't want to steal right now because if I get hurt again, then we're going the whole time.
So I'm hoping that he doesn't do the same, especially if it comes to playoffs, and hopefully he doesn't miss a beat. I mean, he was playing very well, getting on base, stealing bases, especially with the guys behind you, being that guy that can cause some havoc. So yeah, we'll see what Trey will get if we make the playoffs. I mean, I hate jinxing it, but
yeah,
at this point, if they continue to keep putting W's on the board, they're going to make the playoffs. It's just a matter of what seed and who they're going to play. So the other big news was Brock's boy Bohm. He's back on the IL again too. So it seems like it was a lingering shoulder issue. I guess they said that he had a cyst in his back that he had to get drained, so it's kind of just the recovery time for that.
I mean, that's what they're saying, but it's because he throws his helmet down every time he strikes out, so he's hurt his arm just in his tantrums.
Yeah. So, I don't think you really want to put that in a report. So
no,
go with the normal.
You got to make up some kind of diagnosis that people go, I don't know medical jargon, so sure, yeah, that sounds good.
So Otto Kemp was brought up. He's been pretty good this year, and the opportunities that he's been given of filling in for Bohm, filling in for others. So.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that similar to the Romano middle finger inflammation.
Oh, yeah, right, exactly. Yep.
Report. Well, that's not a report. That's actually what they announced. But
yeah,
it's how he hurt his middle finger.
So upcoming matchups, as we talked about, we're already about halfway through the Mets series at home, 4 against them, and we have 3 at home against the Royals this weekend.
Yeah.
So Royals not necessarily impacting our NL competition, like our record. The following week, I believe we have the Dodgers and we have the Diamondbacks both away, right? Yeah, so that's definitely going to be challenging. More so with the Dodgers. The Diamondbacks are always one of those teams that I don't know. They tend to play us well.
Royals are 3 games out of the wild card spot in AL.
Yeah, they're definitely competing for the playoffs, but losing to them doesn't necessarily.
I think he's still out right now.
Bobby Witt's out. Yeah, he's been out the last 3 or 4 games. My fantasy team doesn't like that. So I guess the Royals series doesn't necessarily affect our NL competition trying to get into the playoffs, is what I was saying.
Yeah,
but they're certainly trying to make a playoff push as well. So,
last year they did the same thing in August, September. It kind of went on a run,
made
it into the postseason.
But definitely not a team to look past. So.
Yeah, I mean, going into this weekend, there's only 2 weeks left before we get into the playoffs.
Hopefully, we don't see Brock Sky Estevez.
Yeah,
because
that means that they would have.
Yeah.
Or you know what? Fuck it, bring that guy in.
Yeah. Let's Kamehameha.
Yeah.
His ERA.
He might go Super Saiyan the whole weekend.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's going to be an exciting playoff push for sure. We'll see.
I think we're at like less than 20 for sure. Probably 18 games, 16 to 18 games if we can do math.
Yeah, 18
games
left,
yeah. So,
and I think like I saw a stat today that the Mets would have to go 17-1 over the next 18 if we go 9-9 over the next 18 for them to catch us.
Yeah.
So if we play 500 baseball for the remainder of the year, they'd nearly have to go undefeated.
So. We don't want that. If we go 500 here on out, then we're screwed regardless.
You don't want to do that going into the playoffs. Like
and then we
going in with some momentum. So you can get that first round bye, which I think is definitely going to be helpful when you have Turner that's injured. You have some of these other guys that are getting overworked with the pitching staff and Bohm and trying to figure out this outfield. I mean, if you look at it, they've had a different outfield over every game of the last 2 series.
Well, Bader's the only one that's a sure answer in center field every day.
Yeah, I mean he's come on a lot over the year since we've gotten him.
The month,
Marsh has been playing very well as well. And then you have Cameron's boy, Kepler, who's also outperforming Casty.
It's crazy that Kepler has been playing a lot better. I'll give him his credit. Head tip there, Kepler. But it's even more upsetting that Casty is just not performing better than him at this point, right? Like Casty I think at one point missed 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
And I get the righty-lefty matchup. But again, if you're not performing better than what Max Kepler's been doing, then that's tough. It's tough to make an argument in your case.
Right, exactly. Especially being a $20+ million player.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he came through last night. He was the only RBI.
Today, he had an RBI double early on in the game.
Yeah, he had an RBI double today. So, maybe that wake-up call is what he needed. But as I mentioned on the last episode, good on Topper to, just because you make $25 million or whatever a year, you're not starting. You're not guaranteed to play every day.
You're going to put the best team you can on the field, and I know he gets a lot of shit about making his adjustments, but it honestly pays off a lot. Like if you look at especially the outfield rotation, or even when they're putting Stott out and putting Sosa in, it pays off a lot more than it doesn't, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean he's made good moves, and early on in his tenure as manager, we can always second guess taking the pitchers out,
taking the pitcher out too early for sure. But that was
leaving guys in too long. Like there's a couple things you can always second guess.
I still don't trust him when Luzardo's starting.
Leaving him in too long.
Once Luzardo walks the first guy in the 5th inning, you got to pull him.
Long. Yeah. So I trust him. I've gotten to the point. I mean, he's done so well over the last few years of having a good grasp of this team and a good
I like the one time where he said, check your egos before you walk in. I think he was basically saying about Nick, and I was like, wow, he actually made a comment, he actually said something. I was like, good, because sometimes he just seemed like he was a little too quiet. We're just like, dude, come on, you're the manager, man.
There is sometimes that I would like to see him go out there and defend his players.
Oh yeah,
I'll say that
I'd like to see him get thrown out one time or something like that. Be like, do something, man.
Since we're live watching this game, Sosa just got thrown up and in.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
after
yeah.
last night's game, when Alvarez was
him
talking
or-
shit with
yeah.
Sosa, I would like him to go up and in on one of their guys.
Exactly.
So maybe depending on the game, since Robertson just gave up a home run this inning,
Yep.
we'll see what happens. But that's the type of shit that I would like to see.
Yeah,
You
just
said
Like
Vientos
retaliate
hit
a
home
little bit.
yeah, Vientos.
Yeah.
Cutter right down the middle.
That guy
He killed
kills
us. Killed us in the postseason last year.
He's killed us this year.
Yeah.
The guy just.
But I would love to see Topper just like, you know what, or even fuck it on JT or something. Just, you know what,
Just
let's
someone
go up
just
and
be
in.
like, "Ooh."
Let's just throw one up and in and just kind of back them off and let them know that we ain't fucking around.
Because Sosa, when he took his helmet off, he turned and said something to the ump.
Yeah.
He was like, "You see this shit again? This is what they did last night."
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like that's what this team does, though.
No,
I
they
mean,
take
No,
the
I
high
know,
road.
Harper gets hit by the Braves earlier in the year. He's out for a little while. Do
Every
we
fan's
retaliate?
begging.
Yeah, do we
Yeah.
Like,
retaliate?
just hit the guy next
No,
week.
not at all.
Hit Acuna in the face or something.
So it's one of those things where I just think that that's not the type of guy that Topper is, or this organization is. So it gets very frustrating because, like you said, I want him to go out there, have your players back.
But that's the baseball
show a
that we
little bit of
grew up
fire.
on. So that's what we know, right?
And I get
Like,
not stupid to their level. You know, you don't want to like go down, but it's just like if they do something like that, sometimes you just got to do it.
Miss Harper for 4 weeks because
yeah,
he
Right.
got hit in the hand or
Elbow,
the face
yeah.
or wherever else he's getting hit.
it does
someone
hurt
else
your
has-
team.
It
Which
does exactly.
Always seems like that happens when he's on fire. Then I'm like, God, damn,
Mhm.
stop.
Yeah,
Like,
once he's- So whether it's Blake Snell hitting him in the face or Strider hitting him in the
Strider,
elbow,
Strider
so
hitting
it is what it is. I mean, like I said, I don't have any gripes with how Topper does things. I think he has a good handle of this organization and especially the mentality of the team.
Yeah.
So last night's game, I guess the last thing I wanted to touch on baseball was Duran. It seemed like the Mets just, I don't know what their mindset is going in, whether they're just hitting the ball where it's pitched, but he gives up 2 quick, I guess it was an out and then 2 quick hits, right?
It was a single, up
A
the
single
middle
and then a
or something.
double. Again, Vientos.
Yeah,
And
it played
it
right
was,
down the line to
because Alonso
Casti.
hit a little single up the little dribbler up the
Yeah.
middle, and then they pinch ran for him. Vientos hits a double opposite way, and now we have runners on second and third.
But luckily, that Mauricio guy read that terribly because he like hesitated while
I
going
don't
to
know how he
second.
didn't score.
Yeah.
I thought for
So
sure.
like there was a video I saw this morning about it, like him like running. He was like watching the ball. He should have been gone because he would have scored immediately and the game would have been tied.
Yeah.
And luckily Duran, I think what you're about to say is that
it's like he comes up and the Mets have hit him well. Like the outing that he had in New York, it was 4 straight hits.
Yeah.
And then we end up losing that game. And then you kind of see the same type of it's the same story again. They little dinker down the middle, Alonso's on. Double down the line. Now we have runners at second and third, and we're about to lose this game because we just can't put them away.
Yeah.
So hey, he infield was in, he buckled down. At that point, it's like, don't even give us a ground ball. Like either get a pop out or just fucking K the guy. You have 102 mile an hour fastball. So fortunately he went up. It was good at bat actually. But he was able to put him away, and we got the K there. So 2 outs, runners at second and third, and then your boy Alvarez, who
he looked like he had
was
no
flailing.
shot.
Yeah,
he was just swinging at everything.
Absolutely.
He was just like,
Such
it's way
a
over there.
fucking
Sure,
loser.
I'll just.
I'm pretty sure Duran didn't even throw 1 in the strike zone.
No,
he was just swinging
it
at
was just
everything.
3 pitches
Yeah.
out to the outside.
Yep.
He swung at everything.
a foot outside.
Clearly overmatched, which is honestly how sometimes some of our Phillies look.
Well, he got dropped down one point this year, didn't he, Alvarez?
Yeah, well, they
Yeah,
had
so that's what I'm saying.
their
He's had-
catcher got
yeah.
hurt, so they had to bring him up.
Bring it back up.
So
He looked
full
like he
fortunate
looked like he
there.
didn't want to be there. He was like,
Oh no, he had no. He was like, I'm just gonna hack and hopefully I hit something.
He's a
But,
fucking
oh, absolutely. So it was good to see that he was able to put him away with 2 strikeouts and actually hold on to the 1-0 victory. But I mean, are you guys concerned with we talk about Duran when he first came in, and he seemed like he was unhittable. And after that Mets series,
it was 9 pitch save, like 15 pitch save.
Yeah,
and the music's blaring.
didn't
the
give up a
lights are
hit,
out, and he comes in, lights out.
And then now he got touched
but
up.
now it wasn't just it was the Nationals at first. Remember they had a 9th inning where they just kept hitting them all over the place, and then the Mets. It's like, what's your guys' confidence of
So,
him?
I mean, I'm confident. I mean, he wasn't going to come in and have every save be, and you no
1,
runs.
2,
But
3.
yeah, it was just So I mean, if he gets the struggles out of the way now, and then could go back in the postseason to doing the 1, 2, 3 out, then
I mean, I just think every relief pitcher is just a tightrope walker.
yeah,
Every single one of them. Like
Well,
whether
that's-
it's you know
we've always
Alvarado,
been.
same
It's a lot of
thing. It's
pressure,
like
yeah.
he hits a couple guys on, and it's like who knows what's going to happen. Same thing with Duran. So, but we'll see if what they're able to do today. I mean, right now they're up 4-1 because of the Vientos home run. So this is a prime spot for Duran to come in if they don't tack
I'm
on.
imagining it'd be Strom
So,
in the 8th.
yeah, Strom or Kirk Green.
Banks, maybe, depending on who's going to be up.
Yeah,
They like
lefty,
it
righty
seems like
and stuff.
Topper likes Banks more than he likes Strom. But
I mean,
he likes Banks for more like earlier innings. So I guess if it's going to be the top of the 8th, it'll probably be Strom.
Yeah, I think Banks was warming up
But,
in case
I mean,
Ranger
yeah.
didn't get out.
who do you
Yeah.
guys trust more, Strom or Banks this year?
Strom.
See, I would go
I was
Banks.
gonna say Banks.
I think Strom just because of what last year was.
Yeah, but he's also struggled this year.
Yeah, I know, but I
So-
just Banks struggled last year and has been
And he
doing
likes
better
he
this
likes
year.
to give
So
up
it's
home, he
like
likes to give up home
you know,
runs so you get new baseball
yes.
cards. So-
but I don't know. I do like Strom as a setup man. I really do like the combo with him and Duran in the back of the bullpen.
Yeah, I mean,
But
we also haven't pitched Alvarado. Is he going to come in?
I no,
Yeah.
don't even.
Probably
Like I said, I wouldn't even bother.
I mean, at this point, it's
they
is
have
it that
they have
arm
Brock's
that-
mentality, and then they do our mentality of run his ass into the dirt.
Yep.
And I think what they're doing, which is probably actually the smart thing, is get their guys that are going to be in these situations
Yeah.
in later of the year.
Like if they were to bring
But-
him in next inning, I'd be like, what's the point of that? He's not going to pitch in 2 weeks.
So
like,
just
yeah.
looking at my center field view, looking into the bullpen, it looked like Banks was warming up because he has the high socks and
Oh,
it looks
right,
like
yeah.
a lefty. So it looks like he's warming up. Not to say that the other guys aren't already warm, waiting to come out.
Yeah.
This would
but
be his second inning warming up.
it
though.
does look like Banks is out there warming up.
Stop.
So,
What the hell are you saying?
yeah,
Well, hopefully we score 34 in this inning, then we don't have to
Yeah,
worry
that'd
about
be
it.
sweet.
Then we can have
That
a
would-
fan go
that
out there
would
and
be
pitch an
nice.
inning.
We'll continue to give Mets Phillies updates while we jump over to football. So week 1, we open the season Eagles Cowboys banner night. Let's say fireworks early.
Yeah.
You guys want to call it Spitgate?
I guess.
Yeah, I guess we can. Yeah.
So Dak not at first play after the kickoff. Dak talking shit, Jalen talking shit. And Dak spits like he probably normally does all the time. He spits towards the direction of Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter approaches him and spits right back and spits on him. So of
Yeah.
course,
And did it with a ref sitting like as close
Yeah,
as
well, that's
Cam
how
Walker
all-
sitting. Yeah, that was stupid.
that's
Yeah.
how all
Regardless,
penalties and everything happen. The second guy is the one
retaliate,
that always
yeah.
gets the penalty. So Jalen Carter gets ejected.
Ejected.
Yeah.
So funny enough, I was out of town, so I was watching it on my phone at dinner, and I turned it on at that time, but I missed the first part. So all I see is Jalen Carter walking back to the locker room, and I was talking to a buddy of mine, and I was like, "This isn't good." It's
Yeah.
it's the first part of the game, and Jalen's already going back to the locker room.
There was
I
an
was like-
injury on the play.
Yeah, there was one of the special teams guys got carted off.
Yeah, fullback.
So, Carter's walking off, and I'm like, I have no idea what happens. I'm like, that's not good, but at least he's walking on his own, I guess,
Yeah.
is what I like the
But he was
hindsight that
walking
I
with
was,
Dom too.
and
I
then
was
Dom
like,
was walking back there. Yeah. So I didn't know what was going on. But later I found out that, he got ejected for obviously spitting on Dak.
Yeah.
So, I guess we can get into the rest of the game, but, it seems like he continues to be a knucklehead. He was
Absolutely.
late for practices last
Inexcusable.
year.
You can't.
He got sat
Can't do
for
that.
no. He got
and he's
sat
due
for.
soon for a lot of money, so he's got to get this shit out of there.
Well, now's the thing. It's like, is this gonna? Do you guys think this will affect his contract?
I think he
Yeah.
needs to grow up.
I think if he doesn't do anything like that rest of the year and does what he did, I think they'll be fine on that.
Yeah.
Because of what he brings to the field when he's on it.
Well, he says that this is the last time, but how many times have we heard that before? It's like
Yeah.
he's already had a.
I mean, he fell for. I mean, Dak knew. Dak was smiling because he's like, "Look, I baited
Oh,
him.
yeah.
Look. He's like, look what I did. I got him." Like,
Well,
he's
but
pissed.
the report that I saw was that Jalen Carter was going after the rookie guard that he'd be going up against.
Yeah.
The guy they drafted in the first round, Booker from
Booker,
Alabama.
Yep.
So you already got the Bama-Georgia rivalry. He's going to go out there, run his mouth, which, whatever. Like Brandon Graham ran his mouth for fucking 15 years.
Yeah,
Probably
exactly.
still running.
He always talks shit. So, like, I'm cool with them talking shit. But, like, regardless of about, like, what Dak did, it wasn't on Jalen Carter. He spit at the area of him, whatever.
But
regardless.
he was like, I was just spitting.
But you know what? Fucking show him on the field. Don't fucking go up there and spit on him, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's just, like, disrespectful. Like, it's a
that's
dirty
one of those
thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. I
And
think that's
he's a young player. He's very fucking talented, but you need to grow up.
Yep. And hopefully this is a
Wake-up
learning
call.
opportunity to where it's like, all right, yes, definitely mature because you have a big payday coming.
And you let your fucking teammates
well,
down.
that's the biggest thing. You
Yeah,
let not only the
division
fans down, you
rival
let
for
the teammates
sure.
down. Like, they could have very easily lost that game.
Well, yeah.
Due to, we can get into it after, but
They were getting,
not having Jalen Carter on the field, that impacts a lot of things.
Yep.
So it's probably a breath of fresh air for Dallas.
Plus, I think we had 2 defensive linemen that were healthy scratches. So then when you get kicked out of the game right away, now you're down 3.
Well, now you're relying on Jordan Davis to
changed the
pick it
whole-
up, and
You got Ojomo have to do more.
and
I
they
mean,
did.
they-
they
the
played
interior
a
line
lot.
played pretty
They played a
well.
lot of snaps. Yeah.
They played pretty well.
No,
Yeah.
I know, but I mean, they're playing more than they were
Yeah,
expecting.
for sure,
because
yeah.
Carter's not there to get double teamed.
Yep. Yeah. So we'll see what Jalen Carter ends up doing, but in his best interest, it's all right. Let me get my mind right and 100% football. Just mature a little bit.
I mean, Jalen said he talked to him, and he said they kind of had an understanding. I'm just like, I don't see Jalen Hurts getting pissed off. It's like he would do some kind of IG quote to tell him to calm down.
Yeah. So
I don't think he yelled at him, but I mean, it just.
I guess the next thing that everybody was wondering was, is he going to get suspended for the next game, or what kind of repercussions are going to happen? So they revealed today that he's just going to get a game fine, which was
Game check, 60,000.
It's about 50,000-60,000. So
And they're counting that as the game served as a
right.
suspension because
Yeah,
he didn't make a single play.
Mhm.
Sorry, he didn't.
He
wasn't on the
down.
field for a play. Yeah,
Right.
he didn't play it down. Yes, better
So,
terminology.
Good for the Eagles, but do the Eagles sit him at all? Just
they certainly
they've done it
should
last
fine him
year.
way more than fucking a game check.
Well, and they'll probably fine him at the end of the year when it comes down
Well,
to.
I don't think the Eagles are mad at him because they already did something with the agent with the contract. They made it to where the suspension doesn't count against his.
Yeah,
guarantees.
but that's probably
No,
just
But I
could-
wonder what I'm
to the
getting
public.
at is, do they sit him for the first drive against the Chiefs on Sunday? Do they sit him for the first quarter? Do they do something
highly
like
doubt
that?
If they do,
I doubt it.
I'd be aggravated just as much as when he got kicked. I'm like, he's in there now. Just let him play. Like, he's too important. Like, I get you could be, but he was out for that whole game.
Yeah, but you set a tone that way though too.
No,
It's
I know, but you could
like,
you could do
if
that.
you just let
throughout
him
the
get
week. We
by,
got
and it's like,
10
okay, it
days till we
costs you
play again.
$50,000. Big
Fucking go,
bomb.
Schwarber. Let's go, baby.
So Kyle Schwarber just hit a
Three-run bomb,
three-run home
Schwarber.
run, so
Hell yeah.
it looks like there'll be some bullpen updates. Who's
50th
gonna
home
probably
run.
come in. Number 50.
Number 50.
So Stott, I guess leading up to this, 2 outs actually. Stott had a great infield single, little dinker down shortstop, beat it out, and then Bader, who just comes up and continues to hit a ball the opposite way, goes between the first and second baseman, and Schwarber comes up after that and cleans the bases. So shout out to Schwarbs, big 5-0.
First one since Howard hit 58.
58. Yeah.
Yep,
Right.
and he just got a
Curtain call.
curtain call. So I
Had
guess
a boy Schwarber.
before we get back to the Eagles game, and sorry, everyone, listeners, what do you guys think? Do you think he's going to beat Howard's record of 58?
No,
Not
think
at
so?
this point because
Well, we just talked about it. We have 18 games left.
he needs 9. I don't. Unless he gets real fucking hot.
unless he goes nuclear
He
again.
Well, I
was
mean, if he has one
completely
more
ice
game,
cold.
yeah. I mean, it's nice to see he actually finally hit the Mets.
That's what I was just gonna say
Yeah.
because where he was hitless in that series, he was hitless until right then on this one. He's not.
Harper just has a single, so they're
It's the second hit of the game.
looks like it's Hagenman or whatever.
Hangman.
Hangman.
But
Yeah.
no, I don't think he's going to get to 58, to be honest.
Yeah, he's 3 behind Cal Riley for the MLB lead. So I don't even know if he's going to catch Cal, but
Yeah, probably.
I think he's gotten cold too. I don't think he's
Cal
been,
has. Yeah, he's been destroying.
I think he was at 53 last week. I think he's kind of cool.
I think he's one behind tying the switch hitting record though, for a guy with that many home runs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's exciting for Schwarber. It sucks that he's doing this on a contract year.
Yeah. We'll get into that
But that's
another week. Probably
beautiful
towards
for
playoffs.
him as a person because he's an awesome teammate. He's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
And it obviously helps the Phillies a
ton. So yeah, back to the football game. I guess my immediate thoughts, and I definitely want you guys' input too, just because I wasn't able to kind of focus on the game as much as I would like to. It seemed like the defense, mostly Adoree Jackson, just got burned in the first half.
Yeah, why can't he go spit on somebody? If we're gonna vote one player on the defense to go spit on somebody, I'm voting Adoree Jackson to go. Yeah, like Jalen, next time you want to go spit on someone, just tag your boy in because he's fucking dog shit.
So whether it was George Pickens or CeeDee Lamb, it seemed like they just targeted Adoree Jackson. I think I saw a stat where Quinyon still had a great game against CeeDee overall.
I don't know why they don't have Quinyon following CeeDee.
Well, do you know what's annoying about Quinyon? That motherfucker's got worse hands than me.
Oh God,
yeah.
Towards in the second half, he definitely
he
definitely had an interception like thrown right to him. I was looking at that. I'm like, how much of that is more of like, oh my God, the ball is like so easy that you just mess it up.
But that's why they always make that joke about why. That's why they play.
That's why it's a corner.
Yeah, because they can't catch.
So yeah, CeeDee. I think we're probably going to get into it, Brian. But CeeDee had a bunch of drops, so that obviously impacted the game a lot. And then the next day, apparently, he was there working out on the jugs machine. Quinyon Mitchell, get your ass to the jugs machine.
Yeah, exactly.
Either smack him down or catch it. Something.
Yeah, he's good at smacking him down. He's just not good at catching.
Incredible. How
like CeeDee Lamb has the most drops like of all receivers the last 4 years. Yeah, he's just so even though as good as he is, he still drops the ball plenty.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, the Cowboys, it seemed like they just went up and down the field, especially in the first half. But our offense, which we didn't see much at all in the preseason, nobody played.
Yeah.
So I had no idea what they were going to do, and they've been infamous of either not playing at all in the first half or just not showing up until towards the end.
Right,
So
look how long it took them last year to score in the first quarter. They had issues like that before.
So they kept up with them, and they kept the game close. The first half, ended 21-20, so we had the lead going into half, which was good. I mean,
basically all Jalen.
Yeah, it was, and I will give we gave Jalen a lot of shit a couple weeks ago when we were comparing quarterbacks, and the receivers didn't have a great game. I don't know if
I don't think they didn't have a good game. I think they didn't get targets.
I think the big issue is
and how much of that was the fact that Dallas, they do have a pretty good secondary.
No, they might not have been open, but Jalen also
but
seemed to be
he wasn't
willing to run.
Yeah, and
they shut down Saquon. Basically, I mean, if he had 60 yards on 15 carries or something like that,
I think it was 18 carries.
Yeah. So they kind of shut down Saquon, but Jalen just kept killing them with the third down runs.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
Was perfect because he's dinking and dunking to Goddard. It seemed most of the game. We had the one deep ball that went to Dotson,
51 yards,
and Devontae had 2 or 3 catches. AJ ended up
AJ had one catch at the end of the
target,
game.
one catch at the end of the game.
Yeah, Devontae had 3 for 14, I think. So even his receptions didn't get into a lot of yardage or even yards after catch. And then
there's Saquon a bunch.
Saquon made an amazing play where
Jalen
threw it off. He one-handed caught it, and then kind of juked the guy out to get the first down. That's the Saquon that
I was waiting for him to do the backward turtle again because that seems like
I think he retired that one. But no, he didn't have a good game based off of just numbers and rushing, but he had his rushing touchdown. Jalen had 2, so they took advantage of the what the defense gave them, and at the end of the day, you come out with you're able to come away with a W. The second half, on the other hand, they get the ball first, they go down and get a field goal, and it's the last scoring that you see. I don't know how much of that was impacted by the hour weather delay, but it seemed like both offenses just couldn't do much of anything.
I think that So I don't know exactly what they were doing in the weather delay, obviously, but I think that it probably just gave the defense more time to get the looks and see what they were doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give them to
Like,
make
give them
adjustments.
the advantage, right?
But I
Like,
mean, the
typically the
offense.
halftime is 15, 20 minutes, right? Like, it's not a crazy amount of time, but they get an extra hour to just go ahead and sit there and watch the game and game film and see how it's been going. And that was a major difference. But like going back to like CD, there was a ball that was right in his fucking stomach
Mm-hmm.
that he
Oh
dropped.
yeah,
And like
we were going to
third
get to that
down.
of like
Yeah.
the fourth quarter when it's they're driving the field. He had 2 balls. One hit him right in his, like you said, stomach,
Yeah.
and it kind of pops up. Reed Blankenship goes up, also bricks for hands. He's not able to come
Yeah,
away with it.
He's white. We'll give him the excuse.
So, and then he had the other one later. Couple, I don't know if it was the same drive or the drive after.
It was
but
like
he
the last play.
it's kind of like the diving attempt at it, and sure that's a tough.
I think
And
Cooper.
also,
I think Cooper was on.
There's a lot of
play.
receivers that.
One other thing, shout out our boy Miles.
Oh
That
yeah, the
was
fumble
huge.
before the.
Well, that's
lightning.
why. Yeah, I
That
was
was
going to
huge.
touch on that too.
Yeah.
Plus,
So.
Bond chasing him down was huge too because no one was catching him, and then Bond kept going and got him.
He
Yeah,
did give him about 10 yards.
Yeah.
So
trying to punch the ball. But
yeah.
Jihad Campbell, I think he forced a fumble against Miles Sanders. I think he had a great rookie debut.
Yeah, for sure.
He was very good.
3 assisted tackles, forced fumble. Actually played good defense and coverage. He's covering the tight end.
He covered
as well,
a bunch,
so,
yeah.
The crazy thing is we weren't even. He wasn't supposed to fall to 30 or 30, 31. He wasn't supposed to play week 1.
Yeah.
So he falls because of injury. We ended up drafting him as 31, and we may have hit on another top 15 player in the draft because of injury or whatever. So, and kudos to Howie and this scouting department.
It'll be interesting when the Kobe Dean returns to see what they do with
with the 3 of them.
With the 3 of them,
yeah. I mean, I think there's a spot for all 3.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So. But the good thing is the other one was Bond. I think he had a really good game too.
Yeah.
He led the team in tackles with 6 and 3 assisted. And it's you're always worried of, okay, was last year a fluke, or was it this guy that just contract year performs out of his ass just to get paid, and like he's just exposed the year after. Mm-hmm. So it seemed like he might actually be a legitimate linebacker. So all in all, I think the notables were clearly, Jihad Campbell, I think he had a good game, and then, Quinion had a good game, I think, also, other than dropping the clear easy interception.
Pick. Easy.
But I mean, I don't know what they're going to do with the Dory Jackson.
They've already said he's going to be.
He's starting again.
He's playing for.
So
but
I guess
luckily the Chiefs are down a receiver.
I was going to say
they're pretty depleted at receiver right now.
Leading into this week, the Chiefs played the Chargers down in Brazil. They catch a loss. I mean, Chargers played well. Herbert played well.
Herbert torched them.
Herbert looked real good.
In addition to missing Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, I don't know if it was a broken collarbone or separated shoulder.
Yep.
So he's out for a while.
By his own dude.
So
probably 4 weeks at least.
Yeah. So at this point, they're missing their 2 top receivers. I don't know if they're going to have Jihad Campbell just cover Travis the whole time, but I mean, you could potentially have Coop or whoever else. I mean, I don't know how many weapons they have left. They also traded Sky Moore in the offseason, so they don't have him anymore.
Juju Smith-Schuster is number 1.
Hollywood Brown.
And Hollywood Brown. Yep.
So I mean, watching. So are we just transitioning to the Chargers Chiefs game at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So watching that game, the offense of the Chiefs was dog shit for the first quarter. They were so bad. They couldn't move the ball at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mahomes went on his bullshit.
And not to kind of, look into future games we're going to cover, but it seemed like a lot of teams had that same issue of offense just looked.
They're stagnant in the first quarter, and then
they just turn it on.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, the Chargers, they played well, but the Chiefs kind of turned it on at the end to make it a game.
7-2. Celebrating that fucking single. God, I hate Pete Alonso. Sorry.
So for you listeners out there,
he's such a douche.
Pete Alonso just ripped a single. So they have runners on first and second. They're down 7-2 with 2 outs.
You're down 5 runs.
In
the top of the 8th with 2 outs.
Caleb Coughlin comes out to for a
it's Vientos though.
For a mound visit. Vientos is up. So they may be just giving Kirkering more time. I don't like this move at all.
He's just starting though. So.
Whenever Kirkering comes on
with bases,
people on base, in moments where people are on, he tends to just let them. Yeah. So it seems like they're going to let Vientos have Banks have Vientos, and if he can't get him out, Kirkering's probably going to come in.
Yeah.
So we'll keep you guys updated on progress through the 8th. But yeah, back to the Chargers Chiefs.
Yeah, so Mahomes just goes on his bullshit. He's running around everywhere. He's scrambling for first downs. And then he does the stupid shit that he always does. I'm going to dive and magically get this ball out of my hands before my knee touches the ground.
Yeah.
So they
talk about made a game of it. But, like, the Chargers were just blowing them out. Like, they looked like the clear-cut better team at that point. And then the Chiefs made a game of it. And then, luckily, the Chargers, they might have figured something out last year to actually try and learn how to close the game.
Yeah, exactly.
And there was a stat that came up that was like the Chiefs last year were like 9-0 or something in 3-point games. And the Chargers were like the opposite or something crazy.
Yeah.
And they ended up figuring it out and they got it done. So congrats to the Chargers there. But I'm not looking into this Sunday that the Chiefs are going to be down their 2 top receivers. I still think the Mahomes is going to be on his bullshit and he's going to be doing his thing.
So you're not trying to look past this team just because of right.
But speaking of Mahomes bullshit, the one play though where he was he scrambled and the defender thought he was going to go out of bounds and then he dropped his shoulder.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you complain about getting tapped when you go out of bounds. But then on this one, you sat there and were like, oh yeah, I can just.
But honestly, like if I was a Chief, like if I saw Jalen do that, fuck yeah, Jalen.
No, I know, but I'm saying like, Mahomes though is the one who bitches for getting pushed out of bounds. And so like, oh, now you'll hit this guy when he's not expecting you to do it.
Yeah,
but you don't like getting.
Well, he's also the guy that kind of fakes going out of bounds and gains 4 more yards because he tips toe down the sideline.
But honestly, whatever he was doing lit a fire on the offense. That offense started clicking there for a while. I'm going to blame Rivers on this because they sent me a notification that was like, you can get a live profit boost if you live bet this game. And I logged in and live bet the under because I thought the Chiefs weren't good. And then sure shit, they ended up getting 48 when it was over under 47.5.
God, they're so good at that.
It's so annoying.
Yeah. I just remember my basketball bets back in the day, and it's like
within
like one number, and I'm like, how are they that good?
Yeah.
Over unders within 1, and I'm like, it's nuts. Especially when they do that, where it's like, oh yeah,
jump on in here.
We'll give you a profit boost.
Some money real quick. Yeah,
we need $20 real quick. Get it out of Cam. So no, they're definitely not a team you want to look past. So it's going to be their home opener. It's a little revenge match against the Eagles from the Super Bowl, so they're going to be ready to play, and we'll see what team shows up from the Eagles. I mean,
that's why I think we need Jalen out there, but we also need to worry about Jalen because he also smacked the shit out of Mahomes in the face last year, and they didn't.
Which is another thing. It's like, dude, it's being a knucklehead. It's like going up,
and now that
clearly
up in the hallway.
It is, it is. But it was like if they could have easily called that a penalty, and you're extending a drive to give him another chance, and it's like, know the moment, like so. We'll see. Like I said, I'm looking forward to it. I think that I didn't have the Eagles winning in my original. I didn't have them beating Dallas. I thought Dallas was going to come back. I was surprised how close the game was, but I do think that after the weather delay, it impacted both teams to where they were stagnant. So I think, going into Kansas City, having that revenge game, they're definitely going to bring their A game.
Yeah.
And we're going to need it as well. It would be nice to see AJ with let's go with 2 targets.
AJ.
Just 2 targets.
2 receptions, 30 yards.
Yeah. No, it'd be nice to see, or even Saquon, like a nice offensive performance for 2 halves, not just one. And,
But I mean, honestly, like watching that game, like Justin Herbert looked awesome. Like he was out there running around and also throwing the ball everywhere. Quentin Johnson could even catch the ball.
Yeah.
So like, if he's making catches, this
then they're gonna-
defense can be attacked offensively.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So
if Jalen wants to be in the top 3 consideration of quarterback, then prove it. I mean, throw the ball. You can't just be a running back.
Yeah.
So I guess other notable games from the weekend, the 1:00 games we had. Bear with me here.
it was
while I
what
pull 'em up.
Commanders, Giants
Commanders,
were 1.
they
The
whooped the Giants.
Steelers, Jets were at
Steelers,
1.
Jets.
Yeah, so the Buccaneers beat the Falcons 23 to
Missed field
20
goal.
Because
Yep.
Young Wei Koo missed that field goal at the end of the
Would have
game.
won the game. He
to tie
missed it indoors in a in a dome stadium and kicked it there.
Yeah.
The Bengals beat the Browns 17-16.
So we
I-
talked about this last week about the Bengals showing up flat.
Which they
The
did.
Browns is a team that they should be rolling over if they're actually a contender. So what are your thoughts on the Bengals? Like, I know I have Joe Burrow in fantasy, and I went against Jamar Chase, and I was like, thank God this was the week that I didn't
I'm
go.
pretty
So,
sure
I mean, Denzel
they know
Ward,
that
though-
they're always the go-to on
Yeah.
survivors, and they're like, let's just knock out everybody
Yeah.
in our survivor league.
Stay away.
And then we'll answer it back. But no, it's as many offensive weapons that they have, and clearly it's like they
T.
didn't
Higgins,
score.
Yeah.
They didn't score. It was only
Yeah.
17
Burrow had
points.
10 fantasy points.
Yeah. So
I mean,
I
they
don't know
have a
what to
slow
say
start all the
about.
time.
yeah.
They got lucky because the Browns have a rookie kicker
Mhm.
who beat Dustin Hopkins out, and then the kid missed 2 field goals, including an extra point that would have given them the lead. So it's like, and he was the best kicker in college. He won the award for the best one of the year. So he's obviously a good kicker at some sense. But if he didn't miss 2 field goals, I mean, Flacco had 2 picks, but. Yeah, but with how bad the Bengals played, they easily could have lost it. That kid makes those 4 points,
Well,
and they
all of
lose.
those scenarios that you just spoke of, 2 picks,
Yeah.
2 missed field goals, and then the extra point. That's 7 points right there alone.
Yep.
Plus maybe potential points if those picks were not there. So I don't know what to say about the Bengals.
It's just
they might just
weird,
be one
right?
of those teams
Like-
where it's like, I mean, they won the game, so we'll give them that, but they should have blown that team out.
I mean, Burrow
Easily, yeah.
just seems to have some kind of. It's sort of like with Jalen and the Bucks. It's like there's some kind of thing when he plays them. It's just like
Mhm.
something just goes wrong, and it's
Like
like
the
he's like,
Phillies
I'm
and
not.
Mets.
Yeah, like I'm not
Wait-
as good as I am.
Wait
against-"
for Burrow to play the Ravens.
Right, and then-
because that's when he usually goes for like
That's when he-
400 yards and
Yeah.
4 or 5 touchdowns. Because those games are crazy as shit last year, both of their matchups.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
because Jamar
just-
Chase
it's
getting
just
2
wild
points
to
is
see.
just-
Like
yeah.
you don't see Jamar Chase get shut down and Joe Burrow do.
No, I mean
poorly.
Denzel Ward is good. He's a good corner, but yeah,
I
not.
don't know if he's that good.
I don't think he's
No.
that. But no, I mean,
I don't
saying
think any
he's,
corners are that
he's
good,
like their
but
best
Yeah.
corner on
Chase
that
down,
team,
yeah.
though. So he followed Chase around. Yeah.
So some other 1:00 games. The Colts beat the Dolphins 33-8.
Danny Dimes,
Danny
Dimes.
Dimes, 2
Fucking
rushing
so-
touchdowns.
balling.
Danny Dimes looked like Peyton Manning out there. Scored on every drive. I think that's.
Oh,
the
let's
first
say
time.
Andrew Luck. Let's go Andrew Luck because he was
Yeah.
running. He
Yeah.
ran a little bit.
It's gonna be pretty bad for Miami. Like things are just gonna be like they were they had players yelling at each other.
Tyreek's
The-
going to demand a trade.
Tyrese just got
by
more
week 2.
domestic violence stuff yet today.
Oh, really?
During the court proceedings, or whatever, it come out that the girl said there was 8 more times that he had hit her. Came out literally after they got blown out by the Colts. It comes out with that. I'm like, whew. So as soon as things go bad, he's gonna be asked. He's gonna ask to trade. He's gonna want out of there.
Yeah, but who's
I
going to
mean,
want him? then with
everybody
all
was
those
healthy,
shit
and
that he
Tua
has
looked
going
like
on?
shit. Like
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
usually
if it's
Tua's thing
domestic
is
violence. No one will because you're going to get suspended.
he might
Right.
get but or if he just gets traded back to Kansas City, 'cause that's a possibility.
So I'm sure it's frustrating for Giants fans because Daniel Jones looks like, I don't know, name a terrible quote, Danny Dimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he looked good for week. I mean, week 1's got a lot of never know what's gonna happen. Kind of
It
thing.
is, but he looked like a legitimate quarterback.
Yeah.
And the other frustrating thing too, it's like they drafted Anthony Richardson high. It's like Danny Dimes comes in one
Runs the
season,
offense
and it's
well.
like they actually put in up points, 33 points, and you're an afterthought.
Yeah,
It was also the Ursay Memorial game.
Yeah,
So
so
maybe that
first
fueled
home
him a little
opener
bit.
without
Yeah.
him. Yeah, so
gave the team a little boost. But yeah, I mean, Danny Dimes looked good, man. He was probably one of the best quarterbacks of the week.
Of the weekend, yeah.
Yeah, like stat wise for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll see if he can continue that.
But it is poor for the Dolphins because they were supposed to be contending
Yeah.
ish for a playoff spot.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw a Buffalo did.
Yeah.
Two
Yeah,
different
we'll
leagues of
get-
football there.
We'll get to that one a little bit later.
Yeah.
But the Raiders, I think, surprised a lot of us.
Yeah, did
and
not have
beat the
them beating the
Patriots
Patriots.
20-13.
I thought the Pats would be very good with Vrabel as a coach to kind of
Mhm.
calm
I
them
thought
down.
Drake
and
May
get 'em-
would go up higher, like
Yeah.
do better, but he looked like he
and
looked like crap.
Gino and Pete Carroll.
Yeah, all I do is win.
And the rookie scored.
All
The
they do
Genti
is win
kid.
9
Yep,
games,
yep.
making the playoffs. But yeah, so that was a little bit of a surprising game. Cardinals beat the Saints 20-13. I think this was another game that everybody was like, "This is going to be a blowout."
The Cardinals are going to blow them out.
I thought there'd be a bigger blowout. But the only notable Saints player was Juwan Johnson, and Kamara scored, but Juwan Johnson had 8 catches.
Yeah,
70,
Olave
yeah,
got killed.
Olave got killed on a play.
He got killed on one play. I think he stayed in though, right? He didn't actually.
Yeah,
get hurt.
it was just there was one play. I think they come from commercial, and he was knocked right out. And they're like, "God damn!"
Steelers, Jets. Aaron Rodgers.
revenge game.
I
4
think the
touchdowns.
Jets thought that they were going to get for sure 4 touchdowns against his old team. I think Justin Fields actually looked pretty good too.
He had 3
Fields did
touchdowns.
look good, yeah.
Steelers 34, Jets 32. So
Fields like the same quarterback that they had last year when he was with the Steelers when he was 4-2, and then they switched to Russell. Like he looked like he was playing good, so he's showing the Steelers like, remember I was doing this on your team, like. And then with Rodgers, one of the touchdowns there was that little dink pass they do where the guys shuffle pass, but yeah, 4 touchdowns. I mean, the two of the touchdowns he threw were deep, like they look good. They look like good throws for sure. And then Rodgers said at the end of the game, he said, I'm just glad to beat everybody associated with the Jets. Like he's got some kind of.
What's the rivalry with him and Aaron Glenn?
I don't know. Yeah, I missed
there's
that.
Something
yeah,
with
there's
him and Aaron Glenn that I haven't seen.
Maybe because of the Green Bay Detroit year, because he's been over there. I don't. Yeah,
there's something with him and Aaron Glenn,
or they might have played against each other. Yeah,
and that was the big media thing they kept pumping up, but I just never saw the reason why.
But when he made that comment about beating some Jets fans were just like, you were hurt, you tore your ACL the first year, so that's not on us.
Plays, and
then it's like that's not on the Jets, and then they gave you everything you wanted, so that's not on them either.
It is a little bit on the Jets. That field is a shit show.
Oh yeah, but I mean they traded for all his players.
Be
though.
They were demolished,
like a Danny Dimes.
Yeah, I mean, look at Saquon. People just go there to be mediocre and get it hurt. So I think that whole stadium just needs to be demolished and build another one somewhere else.
But I mean, good on
maybe
Rodgers.
build one in New York. That would be smart, huh?
Good on Rodgers for getting your revenge. But again, we'll see with Pittsburgh. Their defense, if the Jets are scoring 32, that's kind of worrisome, right? I don't know if TJ Watt was impactful. I didn't watch the game.
He had a couple good plays, but he wasn't like.
But
all over
you
would
expect more out of him. Expect more out of Cam Hayward. Jalen Ramsey's out there getting into shit with the receivers.
But Jalen Ramsey had that huge tackle though at the end of the game. Garrett Wilson did catch it, and then Ramsey just trucked him, and the ball come out. Yeah,
was it incomplete or fumble?
No, incomplete. Yeah. He hit him the same time the ball arrived, and he just picked him up and threw him down.
Yeah. So we'll see what the Steelers got.
Not sure how many people had that on their bingo card of being a good game. But,
I did not expect it to be that much high scoring.
Not so much a good game, but our other division matchup, Commanders and Giants. Commanders won 21-6.
Yeah, they're already calling for Jackson Dart.
I was going to ask you guys, when do you think Dart starts?
I think I said it, a month ago when we did our NFL preview that he would be starting by the time they play the Eagles week 1 or week 4, whatever. Our first matchup against the Giants.
I mean, everybody on TV is like,
a tough matchup.
I've seen enough. Get Russell Wilson out of here. But the coach did say Russell Wilson's going to play week 2.
Yeah, but I just think that it's going to be that Daboll likes him so much that he's just going to be like, you know what, just give me my guy. I'm tired of you guys picking people and
let me get my guy.
Signing guys. Let me go get my guy. And
he wants Dart to save his job, is what he wants.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
Well, they're kind of attached. They're kind of attached at the hip at this point. It's like, this is the guy I
we're going to go down with you.
down this hill. I don't need this Wilson.
Yeah, but I think that's where it's going to be. Russell Wilson, this is the end of your career, bud. You had a great run.
Yeah.
Hang it up. Let Jameis be 2. You just go off to the sunset, man.
Well, that's the thing with Jameis is that they signed Jameis first before they signed Russell Wilson.
Yep.
And so Jameis probably thought, hey, I'm going to be the starter. And now he's plucked to be the emergency quarterback. And it's like, so I'm like, it never made any sense to bring Russell in when they did. I guess they thought they weren't going to be able to get him, and all of a sudden they were like, "Whoa, wait a second, go for it!" Like,
well, I mean, everybody was kind of. We talked about it. Everybody was waiting on Rodgers. What's Rodgers going to do?
yeah, so yeah,
So I think he was holding out for Minnesota, and Minnesota just had no interest. I mean,
I think Winston could have
kudos
won.
to them.
Winston could have played a lot better and probably could have won you a game or two at some point this year before you played dart.
I mean, Winston's going to throw some touchdowns, but he's going to match it with some interceptions.
No, yeah,
but it's going to be fun.
But it's going to be fun to watch. Yeah,
Yeah.
But it's the third year for the Giants.
gonna
That
be
they
way
did not
more
score
fun.
a touchdown on opening day. Third year in a row. They're like the first team to do that. And
It's way more fun to watch Jameis than Russell Wilson. I'll tell you that.
yeah,
Especially when Russell Wilson doesn't have Tyler Lockett.
yeah.
So quick Phil's update. They're just tacking on right now. Stott had an RBI single. My boy Bader came up, had another RBI single.
I
So
guess he's back
love
up.
to see it.
Oh
And
yeah.
Schwarbs is up again.
See
See
him
if
do
he
it
can.
again.
Yeah, runners at first and second. Very, very similar to the last at bat. But no, you like to see this. I mean, just they're not necessarily hitting the ball out of the ballpark. They're putting the ball in play. They're moving runners. I mean, this is the offense that I would love to continue to see. Don't live and die off the home run.
Yeah, but the home run's fun.
It is
Yeah,
fun.
they still have what?
But I mean, you take away that
3
3-run home run that Schwarber hit. You had he had solo shots.
2 solos. Yeah.
You're basically at
JT nearly hit one
6-2.
too. Remember that was
Yeah.
right by the
JT
foul
was
pole. Yeah.
2 feet away from him.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, so
The Giants.
So the Giants and
the
like
Giants
I mean,
again.
looking into
Just
the other,
get your coach and your quarterback on the same page. Just forget that you signed Russell Wilson. Just lock.
Yeah,
his
because
key
Malik
card up.
Neighbors is pissed off on the sideline
Yeah,
all game.
and just run with the young team and see what you got.
and it's like it doesn't necessarily give us a good gauge on the Commanders either. I mean, 21-6.
They did
didn't
what
play
they
great.
played an inferior opponent and they just did what they had to do and won.
Did not-
They just
Jaden didn't do great. The
no, but
Bill Crockett.
oh yeah, he
Whatever
did
his
score.
actual name is.
Ertz had a touchdown. He's still getting it done.
Yeah. I think he had 70 yards rushing. McCroskey.
Yeah, yep.
They listed him as running back 3 or
Yeah,
4.
4. They asked him as 4. Yeah, I was like, and I was just
I think that screwed some people up because he had a lot of fantasy hype going into the year, and then they list him at that. Everyone probably benched him, and then he goes off for 70 yards and a tud.
yeah, that would piss a lot of people off.
But yeah, I mean, you know, the Commanders handle business, right? Like it's not an impressive win, but it's a win.
It's a win, yeah. I mean, it's not like it was a close game, but you know, they did what they needed to at home. So their home opener. Jaguars beat up on the Panthers 26-10.
Which I just don't understand. I thought
Bryce Young regression game.
Again, we're back to that.
They need to bench him for him to be good, I guess.
I know. I thought he would because, like I said, like you said, when he got benched last year, he improved. So I thought he would do better.
Mhm.
And and Trevor Lawrence, you just never know with him. So I was just like, I think, but they didn't win. So
Yeah, but I mean, if you're the Jaguars, it's like, all right, we got a matchup that we should certainly win, and they did it. And you know, similar to the Commanders, they did enough. I don't think it was probably pretty or whatever, but 26-10. I mean, some would say that's kind of getting the job done pretty convincingly.
Yeah.
So then you got Broncos Titans 20-12. Broncos.
Terrible.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad one.
Terrible.
yeah, I mean Broncos defense still I think is going to be pretty legit, but Bo Nix played horrible.
Yeah.
Ward, I mean that's a hard defense to play your first week.
Mhm.
So that was just that there was just he's a rookie. So
I think there's a couple drops too. I know Calvin Ridley towards the end
oh
of the
my
game,
god, that
he
was
was
a
pretty
horrible drop.
open, and yeah, I'm not saying that it was the greatest pass. It
But-
hit him in the hands, but you know, come down with that. Now you're driving to potentially, you know, tie the game.
And I think they showed Cam Moore's dad was just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh my god, you let my boy down. Like,
and then they followed that up with 2 more drops.
Yeah.
But honestly, the Titans in their best interest should probably be like 3-13 this year.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
you got to build somehow. And it's not by signing guys and bringing them in.
Yeah.
So then we get over to more of the 4:00 games. Niners and Seahawks, another bad game.
Terrible game.
17-13 49ers.
Kittle's out
For a month now.
at least 4 weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they put him on the IR officially, so yeah, he's out
Yep.
for. Yep.
Not great for fantasy.
His hamstring, right?
Yep. Purdy got hurt too. He's got
Was he running
he's
the
got
first
a toe
like
and
turner?
He was blocking somebody. He's always doing when he
He
got
caught a
hurt.
touchdown at least before he.
Yeah,
I remember
thank
back
God.
in the day when they had the baseball field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the old
Kittle was on one of my
candlestick.
fantasy teams. I was like, thank God he got the touchdown before he went out.
But yeah, so Kittle's out for a while. They cut their kicker. Their kicker's been dog shit for the past 2 years.
He missed
Not
another
sure
one
how
too.
he kept a job. He must have had.
He's the
some
guy
dirt.
that looks like Nick Castellanos.
Yeah, Moody. Yeah,
he's not very good at his job either. So they cut him today. They signed another receiver. I forgot who it was, but they signed somebody, and they brought in another kicker, Eddie Pinheiro, I believe,
I'm trying to remember
for a workout. So they're trying to get a new kicker, but that game was just awful.
Like I was saying,
both sides.
Purdy's hurt too. Purdy's got a foot injury.
Darnold and Cup didn't look good.
McCaffrey looked all right.
McCaffrey looked good.
Yeah, McCaffrey looked good, especially coming off the injury.
And them also releasing that he's injured on Friday before the game start.
Oh, questionable, yeah.
Yeah, so he looked fine, but they didn't look great. I mean, their defense obviously looked good, I guess.
I guess both of them did. But yeah, 17-13 is just not a good game to watch.
Yeah.
But kudos to Niners fans.
I think the only Seahawk that played well was Njigba.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he had a lot of catches.
So now we're getting into some of the better games. Not necessarily for the Lions, but Packers-Lions. Packers with a 27-13 victory. They look impressive. Or do you guys think that the Lions just looked like shit?
I think it's the thing that you see every year in the NFL to where the coordinators leave.
Yeah.
And I think that's really going to impact the Lions. You see Ben Johnson leave. You see Aaron Glenn leave. You lose your OC, your DC. And now they're bringing up newer guys to do it. And Dan Campbell's there. And I think that the offense looked pretty poor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Packers, obviously, I know a lot of the hype is they're getting Micah.
Yeah.
But their offense looked completely different, regardless of who they were playing. They did not have the shit that Ben Johnson was running last year.
So also they had Ragnell retire. So now they got two rookie linemen in the middle.
Yeah.
So all the running they used to do with Gibbs and Montgomery, they got to figure out they said they do stunts, and they got to figure out how to get used to doing that.
Yeah, I think Campbell's a good enough coach to where he'll figure something out. But that was, if I'm a Lions fan, I'm worried about this year.
Well, we've seen the same thing with Eagles coordinators.
Yeah,
we lose a guy and they bring another one in. And you're like, well, this offense is either it takes them forever to get things going, or it takes a couple of games before they kind of figure it out.
Peg this guy.
So
up and in.
Yeah, it was disappointing because I was pretty high on the Lions this year. I mean, it's only one loss. It's to a division rival who's also and they just didn't look very impressive at all.
I mean, like their one touchdown was the kid luckily keeping his feet in.
Yeah, that was an amazing catch. Tesla.
Yeah.
Tesla. Yeah. No, that was a great catch towards the end of the game, but that was a touchdown at the end of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, it just goes to show you that the score was pretty much a blowout for the most part. So, we'll see what the Packers end up being. I think that's one of the main contenders for the Super Bowl this year, especially with the Parsons addition. But we'll see what Jordan Love is, because he's been known to kind of, I guess, fold under pressure.
Yeah. Side note, back to the baseball game. I think Harper's yapping with Starling Marte on first. Alvarez is up to bat, and he called time on the pitchers getting ready to throw. So I think
this Alvarez guy is already a fucking asswad.
But
yeah, hopefully
there we go. He hit himself. Attaboy.
They just fouled one off of his leg. But so I guess quick update while we're talking about it. It's top 9, 1 out.
Yep.
Starling Marte is on first, and the overmatched Alvarez just fouled a ball off his heel. So hopefully, and he's still talking.
Yeah, just
if he did as much hitting as he did as talking, he actually might be a good player.
Maybe he's too short to throw it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his head's at the top of the strike zone. So, another mediocre game. You had the Rams at Texans, 14-9. Rams didn't look that great.
No.
Nakua did. Nakua looked good.
And he got
and he
time off because he kept bleeding out of his eye or eyebrow. I don't know what it was. No doubt.
They made him go and look see if he was cussed.
But yeah, so Nakua looked great. Devontae didn't look that good.
Mm-hmm.
Stafford didn't look great. I know he had some injury
the back
concerns.
injury stuff, yeah.
And
I wonder how much the Devontae stuff is just not being able to work.
You're
with
down
him.
7 runs out. What are you celebrating for, bro?
So Alvarez,
you're down 7.
Hit a home run over the third baseman. He gets to second base, and clearly the Mets, 8 games back of the division, down 7 runs, are having a good old time. So Lazar is pitching against
McNeil.
Yeah. And he hits a little bloop single. Of course, that's 2 runs. Alvarez's fat ass ain't getting through there.
So, yeah.
So runners at first and third, 1 out.
Else warmed up.
Yeah. Rams.
Yeah, Rams, it didn't look like. I wonder how much of just not having any chemistry, any time to work together between Adams and Stafford kind of, when you have people in your face and you don't have the best back, I would go to a sure thing that and that's probably Puka Nakua.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud though, man, that's the same game. He's just he had the sophomore slump, still won his division, and now he looked bad.
He looked bad again.
Yeah,
and he was not good last year.
I mean, the Rams do have a good defense.
But not to win the offensive rookie of the year the first year, and now the last year in that game he's got Nico Collins. Now I know he doesn't have Mixon right now, but
I thought Nick Chubb, right?
Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb, obviously, I don't think he's a bell cow anymore because he's had some injuries, but
I'm surprised he's even back already. I was thinking he would not be ready to go.
They do not look good. So,
but then that guy Landman had the punch on the backup running back. I think his name's like Dare. It's a long name I can't pronounce.
Or something. Yeah.
But that saved the game because the Texans were going down the field until he did that fumble.
But yeah, it's not promising for either team. I think it's kind of the point we're all agreeing on, right?
Yeah, and it's still early. I mean, certainly for the Rams, they go 1-0. They're in a division that I think is certainly up for the taking. I think their competition's mostly just going to be the Niners. But
yeah, I mean, after what Seattle did, right?
Yeah, and then even Arizona got a win, but they didn't.
Sam Darnold without Kevin O'Connell looked pretty
mediocre.
So I guess 2 of the highlights of the weekend. We'll go the first one: Ravens Bills. So
incredible game.
Yeah,
incredible game.
It was, and Ravens were up 15 going into the fourth quarter, and I don't know how many times I hear the argument of whether it's Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts or Joe Burrow, like everybody wants to talk about hierarchy of quarterbacks. Josh Allen does what Josh Allen does.
Yeah.
And he brings them back. They were fortunate to force a fumble off of Derrick Henry, which is
which is not what lost them the game.
Yeah.
No, but I mean
it hurt, but it's not.
Hurt.
They act like that was the whole. That they were like, oh, he fumbled, that's why we lost. I'm like, your defense still gave up.
The defense in the second half
literally did nothing on the second half.
God awful.
But it just, like I said, it goes to show you who Josh Allen is and what he can do and what keeps him at the top of the list of best quarterbacks right now. So they come back, they pull the W with a 41-40 victory with a late field goal.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I turned the game off. It was 40-25.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think a lot of people did, probably even Ravens fans, and they might have woke up to be like, "Wait, what?
Like we lost?
I didn't think that it was actually going to be a game." And then I got a text from a certain listener of the pod.
Yeah,
shout out Kev. Was like, "Holy crap, the Ravens are going to lose this," and they did.
Yeah,
the Bills came all the way back. They the offense was just on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen was moving around, finding everyone wide open. The Ravens defense, that's worrisome.
Yeah,
because that's your competition, like in the conference, right? Like, I know it's a week 1 matchup, it's tough. Obviously, there's a lot of things that can happen from week 1 to week 18.
Mm-hmm.
But
and even into the playoffs,
when you get into the playoffs and that's who you're going against, like the Bills look pretty damn good offensively in the second half. Their first half, not that great. Second half, Josh Allen just took over, and Lamar, and they seem to always find a way. Mark Andrews last year in the playoff game dropping the ball, Derrick Henry fumbling the ball, and then just allowing them to just capitalize on it is the
How many
biggest thing.
so that you speak of the game last year, you speak of this game this year. It's like, is that going to start like playing in your head? I mean, they already lost the head-to-head, so if they're tied going into the playoffs,
you saw Lamar on the sideline when the defense was blowing it, like because Lamar played great, Zay Flowers was outstanding, and Derrick Henry was outstanding. Incredible. Like the three of them, that's the three people on that.
I mean, as a team, they scored 40 points.
Right,
you should win.
That's what I'm saying. Like they did it. It was that drive though after the not the fumble drive, but the drive after that. There, people were questioning Harbaugh's play call because you got Derrick Henry and Lamar. You do, I think they did like a 2-yard run, and then he did a lateral with Flowers coming across or jet sweep, and they were like, "What are you doing? Go forward." So he slipped, and then they tried to pass, and then pass didn't even go to the first down line. It was 2 yards below it. So the guy made a great tackle, but the play calling made no sense.
Yeah, well, how much of that is on the receiver? It's like you need to go, like you know where the sticks are.
Yeah, no, I know.
Go
but I mean,
past the sticks to where you know you're going to get a first down.
Right.
And when it comes to play calling, it's like, okay, typically what ends up happening is, they're passing in downs and they need to try to run the ball. So we tried running the ball and they had the slip or whatever. So maybe it's just not get cute with the end around or whatever.
Even with the fumble, Derrick Henry's not going to fumble twice. I would go straight up the middle and just go, please get that first down.
Yeah,
or do a RPO and have Lamar do it. Like it's the whole, like that's your game right there.
It just seems like even when it comes to Lamar, like you have opportunities to ice games and he just doesn't do it. Whether it's he doesn't take the advantage of that RPO or even take advantage of his feet. Remember last year when we played him, it's like he didn't run against us at all.
Yeah.
And it's not like we had a spy or anybody that was like that he couldn't outrun. Just he never did it.
He did have a rushing touchdown that was pretty good in that game, and that's what I'm saying. It's like in the regular season, I picked the Ravens to win it because usually in the regular season, Lamar and them, they do what they got to do in the regular season.
They should have won. There's no reason
it's when they get to the postseason is when something happens. It's usually him, but Mark Andrews. So I thought they would win that game. Josh Allen just did what he does.
Yeah, and it's like he gets the ball back with not a lot of time and needs to get into field goal range. And they got into field goal range with so much time left that they literally downed the ball 3 times.
Yeah.
And like the 15
with no timeouts.
And honestly,
no timeouts, and they got the guy out on the field, kicked the field goal.
It goes to the point where should the Ravens have let them score?
Oh, yes. When he tripped Coleman?
They tripped up Coleman.
And
it's
Coleman,
and Coleman didn't look like he was going to slow up at all. He was going to go right through the end zone.
Oh, for sure.
And it's like that's where leadership's like, all right, if we get an opportunity here, down it, because you're icing the game by downing it basically.
Yeah.
You score a touchdown there, give the Ravens the ball back. You never know what's going to happen at that point. So
and then also kudos to the Prater.
I was just going to say,
I don't know when he signed.
He signed Thursday with them because they put Bass. They put Bass on the IL.
25-yard field goal.
But
I mean, regardless,
but he's 41 years old and literally got there like Friday morning on the red eye and like had 2 days to practice with him. And then they go, by the way, we're going to give you no time at all to do your routine. You got to come out here and just kick it with no time. And he literally kicked it with 1 second left.
Yeah.
But that's just, it was a wild game.
Yeah, it was. It was one of the best ones of the weekend, certainly.
And fans left. You saw that.
It's probably one of the better games of the actual season.
Yeah.
It just so happened to be week one.
Right? Yeah. No, I agree. So I guess before we get to the Monday night game, Phils were able to come away with the W. Lazar was able to get out of the first and third outing. We win 9-3. Took two of 4 so far. So 9 games up. And who's on the bump tomorrow? Luzardo or Sanchez?
I do not know that off the top of my head, but I can tell you in 1 second.
It's either one of the two. So while they pull that up, let's jump into the Monday night.
It's going to be Sanchez versus Clay Holmes.
And then it's Luzardo. So the Mets are getting the top of our
Luzardo,
rotation.
Drew Peterson on Thursday.
So
bet the under.
Yeah, so then which makes Friday the Bueller game.
Hopefully. I would like to see him come up there and play. I would like
Bueller or Taiwan.
Yeah. So
depending on where we're at with.
Yeah, I mean, let's close out this series and we'll figure out the Kansas City one after. That's also going to play a role of where we have the Dodgers the following week. They're probably looking at Sanchez, Luzardo, and
Dodgers are right on the heels for the 2 seed.
Yeah, I know, and that's why you maybe institute that 6-man rotation, put Taiwan in. So if you go Bueller Friday, Taiwan Saturday, then you're going to have Nola Sunday, and then you go Rangers Sanchez, Luzardo against the Dodgers in LA.
Yeah,
and it's like, all right, there's your playoff matchup, boys. Prove it.
Yeah,
So I like that. I think that's. I hope that's what they do. I think one, it'll give Nola a game at home against KC, and hopefully he can
he can do what he did last night.
Yeah, do what he did last night, and we'll see what Bueller has and see what Taiwan has. But
I mean,
losing games against Kansas City doesn't necessarily impact you as much, I don't think, as
the Dodgers,
the National League matchups.
But I don't want to keep going Phillies, but Nola's got to prove it sometime in the postseason. So if we can get him heated up,
this is your postseason.
Ready.
Well, think about it this way: he's pitching right now to be in the playoff rotation.
Yeah.
Because the 3 that are pitching against the Dodgers the following week, those right now are probably your 3 that are going to start.
Yeah.
And it's like you're fighting for your 4.
He's got to beat Luzardo out.
And the first few series, you don't necessarily need a 4 right away.
Yeah.
So,
Bueller. I mean, Bueller's starting, but I think the plan with him is the bullpen because he's done it.
Bullpen game.
Well, yeah, it's like you give him, you utilize him for the 6-man, and once you get into the playoffs, that's where you open up your bullpen
because
to
he's shown
whoever.
he can do that all the time. In the
So, I mean, big win tonight. Kudos to Schwarber for hitting 50. Hopefully he can hit 54 before the weekend.
25 games over 500.
So
85-60.
Yep.
Still got a shot at 100 wins.
That's going to run, but
that'd be incredible.
That would be.
And then we'd have a week off.
Then we'd have a week off, and exactly. The Monday night game, another interesting game. Vikings at Bears. The Bears, they got out to a big lead. Vikings looked honestly horrible in the first half.
Yeah.
JJ McCarthy looked, outmatched. Didn't look like he
had that
really
pick 6 that was unfortunate.
Yeah. And I mean, at that point, it looked like, oh my God, this is going to be just
blowout.
Well, not even just blowout, but it's like, what the hell? You go from having Sam Darnold, who actually was a formidable quarterback, to taking a shot on this rookie, and he just looks like he's just lost. So, again, obviously way too early.
But the second half, though, he had 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. You turned it around, and, the defense kept the game within reach, and, they turned it up.
And Caleb
McCarthy
looked even
the opposite. Caleb looked like shit the second half.
Yeah.
So it certainly was
and people were talking shit about Ben Johnson because he was saying how much he was talking about big plays, and people were like, "Well, where are these big plays that you had with Detroit? Like, why did you have them here?"
Mm-hmm.
I don't think.
It kind of plays into the same thing we talked about before of losing coordinators, adding coordinators. Also, like it takes time to kind of get your system initiated into the team, and it's like them understanding what we're doing. So,
players, yeah.
I mean, he might only had let's just say a handful of plays that he was comfortable with, as opposed to say week 10, while you have this season, now you can open it up a little bit more.
Yeah. And the Vikings know the Ben Johnson offense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not like they're not
like it's a new offense.
Yeah, they see it
right.
when it
was
twice
a year.
Yeah. Well, 3 times a year.
Yeah. So now they've seen it already with Chicago. It's just you would think that Caleb Williams would be a better
and he's got
quarterback.
He's got Swift. He's got Dunze. He's got DJ Moore. Like
Swift
he's got
looked good in that game. He was very.
They drafted a tight end.
Yeah,
Loveland. Yeah. So I mean,
he's got weapons.
He's got weapons. Yeah.
It's just he looked great in the first half. I think it's just the second half. He just looked like JJ McCarthy and him did like a Freaky Friday almost.
Yeah.
They just straight up swapped bodies, and one got the job done, the other one didn't.
Nope. And like I said, it's I've never been a huge fan of Caleb Williams. I just think I didn't like the way he presented himself before the draft, in the draft, just being the player that he is. So, I mean, it seems like the Bears probably missed out on another quarterback. Drafted him too early above other people.
And
their GMs.
McCarthy was drafted in the same year.
Yeah.
And
he took a year off and came out and beat him.
McCarthy, I think they said he's only got 1 loss in his career. Like if you add high school and college, and he's only lost 1 time as a starter.
But so I mean, who knows what the what's going to happen with those guys and where they end up. But
Yep. So let's get into some fantasy football. So we started out our Fraud Street podcast, football league. So week 1, I went up against my good friend Jeff Turd Ferguson, and I laid a big old turd. So maybe that D+ rating that I got in the draft grades was probably right. So I got not a good showing out of my squad.
any notable performances at all, or
Golf struggled. Jefferson, I mean, he's not putting up Jefferson numbers. He was only at 14. AJ Brown hurt me, 1.8. James Cook had a good game. Bryce Hall had a good game. Mark Andrews struggled, even with them putting up 40 points. He only had 1.5. And then my Detroit defense just 0. So
yeah,
I guess notables on the bench: Javonte Williams scoring 20. But I mean, it didn't really hurt my running backs.
Against
Putting
the
them
Eagles,
in a
right?
flex, would have helped. But going up, Zay Flowers on Jeff's team dropped 33. Baker Mayfield 28. So for the most part, he had a good week. So both of our defenses scored 0. So
Nice.
but yeah, good job, Jeff.
So I played Tim. I won. I had Josh Allen, aka the reason why I won.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh, you guys were the matchup of the week.
we were
Look
the
at
matchup
that.
of the week. Yeah, I think that's probably because we were only projected to have a difference of 5 points.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, Josh Allen pulled out. Obviously, we talked about that. Saquon got me 18. Kelsey again didn't do great, but at least he's got a touchdown. Jameson Williams, not sure what I'm going to do with the flex spot at this point. It's not great on my bench either, but he didn't perform. Dicker the kicker, my guy, he got me 10 points, and then Denver defense got me 14.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So it's a pretty upsetting week. But Tim had Joe Burrow, Puka Nacua, McCaffrey, and the rest of his team was kind of just mediocre. Eagles defense didn't do great against Dallas, obviously. So nothing really crazy. Keenan Allen on Tim's bench might have been a difference, but
what do you got, Brock?
So I faced Kevin. Push it real quick.
Oh, your best bud.
So I lost by less than 2 points. So that was fun because I faced Derrick Henry.
Oh wow, that's always tough to see.
And plus, he had.
Did you have anybody going Sunday?
look at what your defense did.
But I was just getting to that too. Yeah, I had Baltimore's D, so of course they gave up all that. They had -3 for me. So that's
So if you didn't play a defense, you would have won.
Yeah, but I had good performances. Jordan Love or OK had 19, and Jigba had 24. But Smith had 4.6. But Genti scored 12 points. Irving 14. My tight end scored a touchdown, 9. Debo Samuel had 22 points. My kicker had 11.
Yeah.
Aubrey. So I mean, I had basically his best performances were Williams and Derrick Henry. And then on my bench, I did have I have Michael Pittman for 20 on my bench. But
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still early.
yeah.
We got 13 weeks left. So yeah, let's transition over to the baseball league. So as I mentioned before, we are in week 1 of the playoffs. So I made a big run towards the end of the year trying to make a big playoff push. Last week I had a 7-3 victory over my buddy Justin. Thanks, Justin, for hopefully just not checking your fantasy and helping me out. But I was able to hold on to the 6th spot by 2.5 games. So the top 6 that made the playoffs were Torpedo Ted, Ethan, Durantula and the Balco boys, Tim, our very own Fraud Street Cam, our other very own Fraud Street Brock and table mates, Miso Horner, Kevin, and myself, Fraud Street Brian. So the matchups this week are both Tim and Ethan got a bye. We're having the brotherly matchup of me and Cam. We're facing off as the 3-6, and then Brock is playing Kevin. So I guess a quick update right now. Cameron, you're
Brock
currently
and Kev matching up in fantasy football
And
then
baseball,
fantasy
yeah.
playoffs.
And
You
I'm
guys are
losing
tied at the hip.
5-2.
see if you guys still hold your friendship after all these matchups.
Yeah.
So currently, Cameron, you're up on me 5-3. You're winning most of the batting
Look at
categories.
these ERAs.
Oh God, I'm
Yeah.
winning the ERA with an 8.1, and you have an 11.37. So
I got 0 ERA right now.
we'll see who can maintain the lowest there. But we're only two nights in, so
Yeah.
we'll see what it ends up being towards the end of the week. Brock, your match up
I'm losing 5-2.
very similar, 5-2. You're losing a lot of the hitting categories as well. Look at that ERA of
Well, because I
0.
have Alonso and Lindor, and so
Oh yeah,
I do fare good tonight.
hopefully,
that
hopefully
team
over the
stinks.
next two games they do shit.
I hate people so much.
But you only have 2 innings pitched. That's why your ERA is so low. So yeah, we'll see. Got a couple more days left in the week to see what happens. I have a feeling it's going to be a probably 6-5, 6-4, 5-5, go down to a tiebreaker or something, 5-4, something like
My
that.
offense will turn it around.
Yeah,
I think it's if it is tied 5-5, the higher seed advances, which is unfortunate.
for me, yeah, as a 6. So
Yeah.
hopefully my pitching, can turn it around, but we will see. So yeah, stay tuned for some updates next week. Feel free to reach out to us with any questions, comments, beer suggestions. We're definitely taking those. Speaking of beer suggestions, so I was out in Chicago this last weekend, and Goose Island, which Kevin sent us over a suggestion or recommendation early on in the pod about Brock might like this 312 beer. So it's a pale ale. So I was actually able to have a couple of them out there. They're pretty good. So unfortunate that we can't get it here, or they just don't bring it out here anymore. But yeah, Brock, I think you would have liked that one.
I didn't know I couldn't get it. I thought I could just find it somewhere.
They used to sell it here, but
They
we've
used
been
to.
we haven't been successful in
Wheat ale,
finding it.
wasn't
Wheat ale,
Wheat
pale
ale.
ale, yeah, one of the two. It's some kind of ale, but yeah, it was rather tasty. But yeah, until next time, I think I'm just gonna throw this out there without giving you guys his consent. So this Sunday we will probably not be doing a live stream, but we'll probably be hanging out with some friends. So if any of the listeners want to come over, watch some football, talk to the podcast, feel free to stop out. So we'll talk to you guys then.
All right. Peace, everyone.
See
Have a
ya.
good one.